What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Muscle Hustle Podcast. I'm your girl, Cokes. Make sure to subscribe at the Muscle Hustle Podcast on all social media platforms, including Spotify, iHeartRadio. Shoot, what else we got? Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're on it. And we're also on YouTube. Listen, thank you for everybody that's subscribed thus far, that's commenting, that's engaging. I appreciate y'all. We climbing up, y'all. As my man would say, click the link below. Appreciate y'all. Also, check out the website, www.themusclehustlepodcast.com. My man's is out, sick, so he claims, being bougie. Shout outs to Ken. Appreciate you. Get well soon. But show don't stop. We got our man's over here, Mr. You know what? I'm gonna let him introduce himself, okay? But just know, it's royalty. What up, man?
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
King Charlton here.
Told you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. If you don't already know this dude, listen, you gotta do your research, okay? It ain't nothing but a Google research as well, too. This man right here, you already know what this platform is about. For all you new subscribers that don't know, it's about the hustle, it's about the grind, it's about the journey in itself, looking to inspire the next. And his work ethic speaks beyond that. The plethora of knowledge, the extensive experience in multiple fields, and we're gonna get into that. But appreciate you, King, for being here.
Thank you.
Those that are in Houston, the first things first, a lot of people know you for your location because everybody wants to be up in the building. Shout outs to Tribeca off Emancipation. But yeah, King, what's good? Go ahead and let them know where you're from, and then we'll kind of just jump right into it.
Originally, I'm from Queens, New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Okay. Queens is cool. I mean, you across the water, but yeah, we're good.
Yeah, by way of, sorry.
You good.
I moved around a lot. I mean, but home is Southside Jamaica, Queens. I lived in Connecticut, Miami, West Palm Beach. And I always seem to come back to New York. And yeah, from Jamaican mother. My father's from Belize. So it's a lot of
Mixed culture.
I
mean, tri-state, really, that's really what's going on. We was just talking about it. He was asking me where I was from. And it's just like, yeah, these two folks decided to meet in Jersey, and here I am. So
you're not a builder, you know?
Yeah, real talk. So how you end up in Houston, though?
Houston wasn't a set destination for me. But after years of just going back and forth to Connecticut, New York, Miami, doing the same things, trying to getting the same, outcomes, I was like, let me try and see what, Texas has to offer.
Yeah.
So initially I came here to visit. I have two brothers here.
Okay.
And I came to visit my brothers, and when I was here, meeting them, met a girl. Liked the girl.
He was like, you know what? Wrap them.
Right. So I actually left and went back to Miami, and then she was like, yo, you want to talk to me? I'm not doing no long distance, blah, 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 whatever. So I says, all right, cool. Sat on it for a while. And I says, let me go back out and see what's up. Came out here and actually never went back to live. I've been back to visit. I've been back for business, but I says, you know what, let me just make a foundation right here, because the way I was living, it was really like a rat race, just running around hustling. I'm going here, there's a play here, I gotta go to this play here. I really didn't have a foundation. So when I came here and I seen like so many people that look like me, that look like they were well off.
Yeah.
Being from New York, it's like we are really the minority in New York on the East Coast.
On the East Coast, yep.
What I mean is people that look like me that's doing something positive, they on the up. You know what I'm saying? So when I came here, I was like, couldn't believe how many African Americans I've seen that were like doing their thing, looking like something. So
Yeah.
let me stick around for a little bit, see if it can rub off on me. And it did,
You mentioned basically being on the hustle. And honestly, that seems to be a lot. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was trying to articulate that to others in regards of just being experienced myself being on the East Coast, right? And letting them know, like, it's a different type of hustle out there. It's a different type of mental out there. You know what I mean? And so really honestly trying to figure out your focal point, always being on grind mode, always just like head down, 10 toes down on the ground, just paving the way and stuff like that. And just being, sometimes it's almost doing that without an actual end goal in a sense. It's like you kind of have a focal point, but there's no main end goal in a sense, right? How are you able to kind of determine the difference between that and, or not even sort of determine, but more so like, how are you able to kind of like decipher the difference between that and like the moves out here and really just adjust accordingly? Because some of us actually had kind of like a difficult.
I still haven't adjusted.
Yeah?
Still haven't.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad.
It's almost like pacifying one problem with another. You know what I'm saying?
Elaborate on that.
So what I mean is, okay, I'm hustling and I have a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
I've said that before too.
I'm hustling and I have a purpose. Let's just say, you know, I'm hustling because I need some studio time because I got to get this. I have a deadline to get this album done. So I need to hustle. So I make sure that I could pay for the studio time. I could pay for the promo. I could pay for anything you want to pay for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem with that is you become tunnel vision.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And you it's like you're just hustling. For instance, I can't sit down in my studio at home and just do nothing, like listen to music, study, because I'm so used to, okay, I have to make this money. If it's taking time out of doing that, I start to feel guilty. You understand what I'm saying? So now you're on autopilot now. It's like you're just constantly, you subconsciously, you don't even realize that you're chasing the bag. You're chasing the bag all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now what I mean is where you're using one problem to fix another. Now you've created a problem in which you're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to pull back and you're going to have to sit and be quiet. You know what I mean? And see and remember, why am I doing this in the first place? You know what I mean?
And even that is a struggle for most.
Right.
So you've mentioned thus far, you know, studio time a lot. We're going to go ahead and start with the music part of your life and your journey in that. And so, yes, you are an artist. You're also a producer, a writer as well, right?
Right.
And how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing music, I'll probably say ever since I was about 10.
That's a long time.
And seriously, I didn't pick up music seriously until I was about 18.
Okay.
Because in between those times, it was more like a hobby, just something that we did. As a matter of fact, being on the block and, you know, being in the park with my boys, everybody rapped. Everybody, I didn't know. For you,
there's ciphers on a regular basis.
I thought we were all the same. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, I had superpowers. This is normal. Everybody's talented.
Yeah.
You know, being from Southside Jamaica, Queens, you know, the likes where Lost Boys, 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, Mike Geronimo, Graf. You know what I'm saying? Which is my little cousin. We just thought everybody was special like that. It wasn't a special thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
y'all all had that.
Right. It wasn't until I was 18 where I was like, you know, let me go ahead and try to do something. And even then, I wasn't really taking myself as an artist. It was more like a producer and a writer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why is that?
I guess.
Did you more so gravitate towards one?
I kind of like the beats.
Okay.
The beats a little bit. I mean, I had a homeboy he lived at the block. We kind of grew up together. Hottie, in Queens. He was the first person that ever showed me what a drum machine was. He had an SP 1200. I went over there. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the samples and make it.
Being able to maneuver between, yeah.
So I kind of like, one thing about me, when I like something, I beat it up. You know what I mean? So I beat it up. I stayed on that.
Yeah.
I've always freestyled. I've always had, good lyrics, melodies and stuff like that. But I didn't really take that seriously until I got older, and I had an artist, Xavier Eon, that we were working with. He was a Spanish African American artist from Connecticut.
Okay.
He did R&B, and my partner, who was alive at the time, Sean, he was like, "Yo, let's get behind this kid and try
push him through." Yeah.
Try to get it popping. So we ended up spending a lot of money, doing a lot of things that a major label would do
independently,
and got him down to Miami. He got noticed by Baby and Slim Cash Money.
Okay.
And then they wanted to sign him, and he just disappeared.
Say word.
So he just like disappeared. So my boy was like, "Well, you know what?" He says, "You're gonna have to be the artist now, bro." And I was like,
"Wait, you ever heard from him again?"
I've heard from him, periodically with like years in between.
So what happened to him?
I don't know. He went to Miami and he just
lost it.
Became someone else. I don't know what it was.
Got it. Okay, we're gonna leave that. All right.
he had a different agenda for himself.
So stuff. Okay.
You can't really knock nobody for that. It's just that, when you
what's for you is for you. You know what I mean? Like
I'm sorry.
I said, what's for you is for you. Yeah.
What's for you is for you. You know? You can't really grudge anybody for that. You just got to do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when he did that, we was just like, you know what? He was like, "Yo, you got to be the artist now." And this is something my grandmother used to tell me all the time. She was like, "You don't need to be behind nobody. You need to be the artist."
You know what? That's kind of funny. Because my mom would always say that as well too. It's just like I gravitate towards putting energy into pushing others to the forefront. I'm okay being in the back end, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay doing the legwork, you know what I'm saying? I take pride in that, you know what I mean? That's kind of like my hustle, that's my move, you know what I'm saying? I would see fit to do that. At least that's how I perceived it. But then it was always like, especially those that are close to me, especially my moms, you know what I'm saying? Just like, why are you always in the back end? Like, why are you always trying to be on the back burner? Like, you need to put the same amount of energy on yourself and take that chance on you. I never thought of it like that. I'm just always thinking like being selfless and just kind of, it is what it is. But why do you think your grandmother said that though?
I guess she's seen, your people, they're always going to see
more
your progress. They were there when you were a baby, and to now they see you do all the extraordinary things where everybody else takes and says, "Yo, that's dope."
Yeah.
And they feel like you should be the one. And they're right. You know what I'm saying?
To a certain degree. There be some folks that be blowing smoke up your ass, though.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of times, you ever hear that people say, "Yo, you need to humble yourself"?
Yeah.
And for years, people told me that. People told me, "You need to be humble. You need to be humble. You need to be humble."
I really don't like that word.
Well, the problem with it is when you're telling young kids that you're dumb. You're trying to. It's like telling them you need to dim your light.
Light. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, being humble, be polite. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always be polite because the way I was raised. But when it comes to me and my self-esteem and how I feel about myself, that always got to be on the up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that's a lot of damage to do to young minds.
Do you feel like saying that is a culture thing as to how it's perceived?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
I would agree on that as well.
Yeah.
And I've heard that a lot, when people, just even in conversation, of just identifying the word, humility, being humble is just almost in the sense of, like you said, dimming your light. But again, it ain't got to be that. It's more so in the sense of basically being polite. It's like I kind of want to say it in a different language, but I don't know how to say it in English, you know what I'm saying? Even though I went to school, y'all. But yeah, it's really just kind of like being at ease a little bit and not necessarily thinking that you're better than the next. However, that doesn't mean that you're not good too,
Right.
or you should
Right.
be settling for less.
Right.
So yeah, okay. And so now basically you're being pushed as the artist in the forefront.
So I'm being pushed as this artist, and the crazy thing is, we still in the street. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's fun, but
It
I
don't pay.
got, you know what I'm saying? This
You're putting more out than you putting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the money that we've made, we put behind this one guy. So it was like, do we want to go through that again?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it was fun. It was fun. It kept me out of trouble, and I didn't really have a main goal. I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna make some dope records, and we're just gonna put them out, see what happens. You know.
So everybody that pretty much saw the light within you, when was it when you finally was just like, yo, I got this? Like, you know what I mean? Because before you were just saying like, I was good in the back end, you know what I'm saying? I put that energy in pushing dude, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, in the back end doing all that, I was good with that. So now you're kind of put in the limelight where you're now the main attraction.
Yeah.
And for someone to get put into that position, sometimes that could be a little alarming, where it's just like, now you're out your comfort zone in a sense, right? When were you able to kind of like, be like, you know what? Nah, bump that. I'm good. I got this.
Well, building up to the point where that artist decided to go a different route, we worked up a lot of relationships.
Okay.
We built a lot of relationships. One in particular was with Tony C.D. Kelly.
Okay.
Uncle Tony, we call him. Tony loved Xavier, and he felt that Xavier would have been, you know, him being a super producer for reggae, he knew that what we had was something special. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't get around some of the personality flaws that he had.
Okay.
So when I knew that, okay, this is going to be something that for King Charlton now, is when I got his feedback. When I got Tony Kelly's feedback, and Tony Kelly actually gave me a rhythm, was like, yo, you need for this on Bandis, you know? That's when I was like, oh, this must be, because you're gonna take the advice from somebody who's king of the dancehall producer. You know what I mean? It wasn't just him. You know, Shaggy, Wayne Wonder, like playing a little bit music here and there is like, and you see the response. You're like, this could really go somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But in the end, it still takes money.
It takes money.
Yeah. So for the most part, in the beginning when you started putting more effort towards you, like you said, it was fun, right?
Right.
But you were still doing your thing.
Still doing my thing. And we had a lot to recoup because we lost a lot from the other artists. But I mean, like I said, I don't look at things as everything is being bad. I look at things happen because the way they were supposed to happen. Because the life we was living in a split second, everything, it would have been all over.
Absolutely.
So us just being out of Connecticut, out of New York, and being in Miami, it was just like, okay, we out of trouble, we out of harm's way, we not looking over our shoulders, we just, you know what I mean?
On some lax stuff. Yeah, let's breathe a little bit.
Let's breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's live a little. We got music to write. Because at the time, we was writing R&B music. You know what I mean? Like,
so you was dipping and dabbing in different genres.
Well, yeah, Xavier was an R&B artist.
Okay.
So a lot of, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to take anything from him. He was actually a dope writer as well, and he could sing.
Okay.
So it made things a lot easier.
Easier.
You know what I'm saying? With Sean and I being co-writers and producers and stuff like that. But I mean, I was doing all kinds of stuff. At one point, I was back in Connecticut. A little later on down the line, when we developed the King Charlton brand, and I couldn't get a show in Connecticut. It's like I don't know if you know anything about Connecticut.
Man, honestly,
like Hartford, Connecticut, is a lot of
I've definitely kind of stayed out of that.
Right.
I was already getting in trouble enough on everything else in Tri-State. I was like, you know what? Yeah, nah. I heard about it though, so I was just like, yeah, we good. Especially when they get in trouble in B-more. It's just like, Connecticut ain't gonna be no better.
It ain't gonna be no better. That's for baby B-more.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I couldn't get a show, and the manager I had at the time, um, he was a Persian guy. I let him be my manager because I never looked for a manager. He
Okay.
came to me and he was like, "Yo, I want to be a manager," and he was just so passionate about my music.
Was he younger or older?
He was about a little older, probably a little older than me, just
Okay.
a little bit. He was passionate about my music, crazy like animated character, and he was funny as hell. He was like, "Yo, you need to do a rock record, you know, because they got this competition coming up at On the Rocks in Hartford, and I think you need to get on it." And I'm like, "Man, I ain't doing no rock music." You know what I'm saying? So the one thing about me, if you tell me I think you could do it,
I was about to say,
I'm
like,
gonna say, all right, let me look into that. You know,
you already tapping into R&B, like.
I'm already tapping into R&B, and I rap on the fly, so you know it'll only be a good thing. I says,
Right.
all right, so cool. I says what we need to do is, at the time I didn't have a band. I says we need to put together a band. I says you put together a band, and then we'll go from there. So he puts together a band. The first person in the band is a drummer named Nate Barnes. So Nate Barnes is blind. Nate Barnes played for Stevie Wonder. Nate Barnes did some work for Michael Jackson, and Nate Barnes was dope, like really, really, really dope. And then Nate Barnes put everybody else together.
Interesting.
For the band. I had one guy that I know. What's his name again? Forgot his name, but he played guitar. And we did a couple of rehearsals. I got a rehearsal on YouTube for that actual competition that we was rehearsing for. And it was crazy. We went in there, we won the competition. It ruffled a lot of feathers because they was like, "Yo, he's a reggae artist. Why is he here doing rock music?" And this, I mean, yo, the award was only $100.
Yeah, but still,
but it was the
principle
first,
of it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I really just did it for some exposure. You know what I'm saying? And it was electric.
But hold on, you can't be that mad because in the end, it's a rock and roll competition. Right. You allowed a reggae artist to tap into your industry and basically blow you out the water. You got to stay ready. So. Then that's kind of like on you.
It was dope. I took like 3 of my songs and just had the band play to them, you know, rock, and I just sang them. I just improvised.
Nice. Did that kind of create a different sound for you in a sense, or?
Yeah, it did, but the problem was I didn't realize how expensive the band was and how organizing so many people. At the level that I was at, I just couldn't facilitate that.
And you were still doing things independently.
Right. So, you know, every Wednesday, they're coming up from Bridgeport. They're coming from all over to
rehearse.
I have to pay these people to come to rehearse. I got to pay these people to eat. I got to pay these people, you know. So it just got to the point where, and my heart wasn't really there for the rock. You know what I'm saying? If my heart would have been there, I would have been like, I don't care.
Just what it is out. Yeah.
But it wasn't in there for me. You know, I just wanted to do, if I'm going to do any music, it's going to be reggae fusion, you know?
So.
R&B, hip hop.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So let me ask this. Why continue independently, knowing that you're putting out all this bread, not really recouping as much and having to go other avenues to be able to kind of make up for it in a sense, you know what I'm
saying? I tried to go to shop and go to labels.
Yeah.
And being in the industry, I mean, prior to that, I was in the industry because it was that one artist we had us in so many rooms.
Gotcha.
And I went back to these same rooms, and I think at the time they couldn't place me.
Okay.
It was similar to, I don't know if you remember an artist called Mad Lion back in the day, but that era had left. So with me, it was like I was kind of like ahead of my time, but then still a little bit behind the curve, and they didn't know where to place you. And it just got a little discouraging. So I said, I'm just gonna do it myself.
Did they offer to try to like rebrand you in a different sense or push you in a different route?
No, I didn't get that far.
Okay.
I didn't get that far with it. It was more like, I'm just going to continue to get money the way I know how to get money and have fun doing music. And if I make money from it,
cool.
good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And so knowing that your heart wasn't really in the rock aspect and you really wanted to continue on the fusion genre that you were kind of in or have created for self, what was next?
Um, I think it was more R&B.
Okay.
I, I did like the way the ladies responded to the music.
Of
when
course.
I did that. So, and I
You
knew that
wind
they,
up throwing their drawers up as you on stage.
but not only that, because I'm looking at it from the aspect of this. Dudes don't buy records.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? At least women will pay for a ticket to go see you.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like I could easily, do some hood, whatever.
Somebody said that.
And
Dudes don't buy records; they buy drinks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the records that the dudes like is easy.
Mm.
But you're scaring the women away. Two, you're not getting a larger demographic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's all dudes. And you don't want to go to a party and it's all
Oh,
dudes.
dudes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, I think it was toning down a little bit. I don't want to say softening, but more like more soul.
Yeah. Okay.
To the music, you know what I'm saying? Because it was either very militant. I started off being very militant, very very militant, because I felt like there's some
to prove.
If I'm gonna say something, it's got to be something people need to hear.
Hear. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So then we going into R&B. You know what I mean? At any point in time, did you just like, you know what? Honestly, even being as an artist, I mean, clearly you said that, but this no longer really is for me. I'd rather just continue to just produce and write for others. Or did you always just have that back and forth?
I started feeling like I was getting too old.
Say music is endless, though.
Right. Music is endless, but when you have 3 children,
okay,
who are following in your footsteps, you feel like it's time to get out of their way and help them. You know what I'm saying?
So your children was growing up and they were seeing you moving the way that you was moving, and they also were inspired to get into the music business as well. I'm gonna say business.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not. One of them is business savvy.
Okay.
The oldest one, Pharaoh. He's very business savvy with his. He's running 2 companies. He's running a clothing line. He's running his business, and plus he has his regular job, and he's producing, he's mixing, he's mastering, he's writing. He's a little bit more on it.
Just right.
The other 2, they're total artists.
Gotcha. My
daughter Sadie, she's a total artist. Zion, he's a total artist, but they're very, very, very talented. So I just felt like maybe I need to just back up a little bit, and whatever gems I have to try to put in place for them, so that they'll be good.
So you became the business savvy portion for them to be able to kind of excel in that. What would be the approach in that aspect as far as putting the effort behind your kids or behind a young artist in regards of like putting things just right, especially as an independent label?
I'm gonna tell you this: the right person to put energy behind is the one that's already putting energy behind themselves. And I say this because I find myself with a tug of war with the young artist that I have. Zion is like, he doesn't want to be pushed.
Okay.
If I could, like, even right now as we speak, he's on a hiatus of making music, and I'm more like, yo, you wasting time.
You wasting time. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then at one point I was just pushing him. Anything he needed, he had it. He needed a studio, you got it. You did it, you got it. What I realized is that he never really had to figure it out. Music.
Figure it out for him.
I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this record recorded. I gotta figure out getting a laptop and this and that.
Yeah.
He never had to do that because I always make
provided
sure these things
everything.
is in place, because I never had nobody do that for me. It was like, yo, it was like we end up in the studio. It's not our studio. We come off straight off the corner and like, oh, this is cool. And I'm like, I gotta figure out how to make some money to get in here. I didn't never want him to go through that, and which I probably was doing a disservice to him. But I kind of fell back off of him so that he could live his life, and you know,
If he actually really wants to pursue it, then
right.
right.
So
Okay.
so they, I could see a young artist out there who I'm not related to. I just met, and I could hear some dope songs, maybe even like their personality. But as far as wanting to push that person,
Yeah. So when you say that they gotta want it more than
yeah,
anything,
they
right?
gotta
But
want
what
it.
do they have to? So what would you advise them to actually do? Like, let's say that they sought you out and they're just like, bro, like I need you to hear me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you look for, or what would you advise them to do as a new artist to kind of get into rooms with someone like you know what I'm saying? Or heck, even like maybe doors of like another label or whatever the case might be.
Well, I think as a new artist, because times have changed, and
A
if you
lot.
ask me,
Yeah.
it's a
It's
lot
no
easier.
longer dubs in the back seat of a car and all that other stuff.
It's a lot easier. But
Now?
it's going to require a lot of discipline. If you got a good work ethic, it's going to have to take that work ethic to 100. But in order to get into those rooms, you don't try to get into those rooms. You got to bring them into your room. And the only way to do that is with social media.
I was about to say that's you got to be creative with that too.
You got to
right?
be creative.
Especially now with social
Right.
media, everybody is pretty much copying each other.
And the young generation right now, they pretty much got the algorithm. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you a young artist and you don't know what to do, then you're behind the curve. I can't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, to be honest with you, like you have to be quick, and you have to be impactful, and you have to the attention spans are so short right nowadays, and so you have to be like on it every day. Every day you got to be posting content.
Consistency
you got to show your range in every way.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll bring them into your room. But they're not going to come into your room until the people over there come into your room. So like if say you're in Houston and you're trying to, you got some traction out here. You're either you're a YouTuber or you constantly putting out content. It's when the people overseas cling on to you. That's when the people here start to cling on to.
Why do you think it's like that though? It's like why somebody outside of your area gotta take heed to what it is that you're doing and notice what you're doing before your hometown or your countrymen, you know what I'm saying, basically kind of back you in. Like that's crazy to me.
It's culture. It's no different from that word humble.
Okay. So I'm gonna argue on that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that. There'll be certain situations in any industry at that where it don't even be your own culture that is supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least like taking heed to what it is that you do.
But it'll be the culture to hold you back.
Like that's crazy. That's backwards to me though. But
we can go on and on about it.
I mean, we could. Yeah.
The culture, that whole thing would jump into religion, and then we'll be here forever.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But I mean, look, at the end of the day, the young artists right now, if they, my word of advice to you is bring them into your room. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which means that you're not coming outside and going to bring them in. You have to tap into what the tools you have. You got a cell phone. Cell phones is what, anywhere between $50 and $80 to $100 a month. My thing was this: if I'm gonna have a cell phone, it needs to pay for itself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
If you take that mindset and be like, okay, look, I got a cell phone. It's $150 a month. I should be able to use social media, use these tools to at least pay for that cell phone. You use that same cell phone to put your music out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, you got that, you have to be on it. It takes a lot of dedication.
And knowledge too, in a sense, but you got to be able to seek that knowledge. And then that's another thing too. And that's the reason why I asked you what I asked you, because sometimes it's information that's not really put out there or misinformation that's put out there. So it's honestly better, in my opinion, to hear from somebody who you have respect for, you know what I'm saying, who's been in the game, who understands it, who's experienced it, whether it just be in their own way, to kind of put forth that information, those experiences.
Well, let me tell you something. And this is one of the reasons why I had to pull back from the kids.
Okay.
They do not respect the founders.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the founders. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could say Slick Rick.
Right.
My son doesn't know any Slick Rick records. All right. They look at us as your time is past.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. My kids think I'm dope. It's just that when it comes to trying to show them the way, they're not trying to hear that. My oldest son, every once in a while, he'll ask me, what do I think about this? But then because we've had this conversation before, I think he's a little bit more conscious of it now.
Yeah.
But the newer generation, they don't give the older generation the props. They don't give you enough props for you to lead anymore.
Unless someone whom they respect gives you your accolades in front of them, and then it's just like, oh yeah, right. Damn, I had this behind me the whole time. And it always gets to that point where it's
but
just
they
like,
don't respect a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's different from when I was a kid. I think music is such it was at a young age when music was learning itself, to where, you know, everybody was like, what do we do? What do we do? How do you do that? And everybody was interested in what everyone was doing, no matter what the age was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as it grew, this new generation, they're different. They're not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're not built like that.
Which is funny to me, because it's just like, in the end, I kind of based this podcast on folks being able to express the stuff that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? All the is that they've been through, I want them to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit purposeful on whom I bring onto the platform, because I want them to be relatable. I want them to speak their truth, because I'm pretty sure, and maybe I'm seeing that, maybe I need somebody else down. Maybe I'm seeing that in the mindset of how he was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Right. Seeking information and it not being available.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, you got to be lucky enough to be able to cross hairs with folks, you know what I'm saying, just to be able to sit down with them and even give one question and get it answered. You know what I mean? And it's just like, all right, cool. Now I can move on with that. Nowadays, yeah, you got YouTube University, but there's so much stuff out there. You got all these damn tell-all books, and you got all these, you know what I'm saying, best-selling authors and all stuff. So not everybody trying to read. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yes, reading is fundamental, but and you got audiobooks and all that other stuff, but sometimes it coming from somebody who actually is already in it, I felt is necessary. You know what I'm saying? You probably respect it more. But now it's just like, I hear what you're saying, and it makes a lot more sense, because I see how folks is moving nowadays, and it is a respect thing.
Right.
It really is, and it's just like, damn, like, why does it have to basically smack you in the face first before you actually sit down and take heed to what it is that?
Well, I think one of the things is that they really, you know, kids are intelligent.
Yeah.
And not even just kids, people who are born, you know, they're still in their 30s and stuff like that.
Like I'm telling you now, these COVID kids is going to be ridiculous when they get older.
Right. The thing is that they realize that the knowledge that you learned in your time, you had to go out and learn it. The knowledge that they have now is provided. I mean, you have the internet, everything is there for them. They have all the knowledge and too many options. And that's what it is. So they're not gonna respect the way you learn how to do it because that's the old school way. Like who does that? What it took us to a lifetime to learn, they can learn in a week.
Okay. I get that.
You know what I mean?
But a blueprint is a blueprint.
Blueprint is a blueprint.
It's just different approaches.
It's just different approaches.
That's crazy to me. I mean, granted, yeah, 1 + 1 does equal 2, but I mean, there's other ways you could start dividing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get back to that one.
Yeah, or you could say 0.5.
Yeah.
Times 4.
You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to get to it, but I mean, I get it. I
Two.
get it. It's crazy. All right, cool. So now we're talking about the music, but like I said, you're a man of many talents. You're also an actor as well too.
Oh man.
Don't even. Oh man, nothing. We ain't even gonna dumb that down.
Look, this is something like, I'm gonna tell you where it started and where I think it started because I watched this movie, The Cable Guy, the other day, and I'm like, damn, that was me. So, I spent a lot of time on TV as a kid. I watched a lot of TV, a lot of movies, a lot of music. My uncle was a DJ. My grandmother would sing. Between that and the movies, I'm able to harness certain characters and display them, if you know what I mean. Like I've been around a whole lot of different personalities.
Gotcha.
So if a script comes to me, they automatically go into the data bank and grab this guy. They grab that person. You know.
I see what you mean. Yeah, so it's a matter of just like channeling it just because of
right.
what you've been surrounded with.
Right.
Okay.
I've always wanted to be an actor, and I've always wanted to be able to direct music videos.
Really?
It wasn't really movies. Just now I'm thinking about going ahead and doing a script to do a movie. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always been interested in doing it.
Okay.
I had a cousin who he was a model. He was a young model, and I would have to go with him sometimes if my aunt couldn't, to go to his casting calls and stuff like that. And he ended up landing a couple movies, and he was on As the World Turns and all that. So it was like
soap operas, y'all.
Yeah, so it was dope. So I had a chance to be around that. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So I was like, damn,
that was like punishment for me.
What, to watch that stuff?
That
I never
Lifetime.
really watch it, but just to go to be with him, to go to the.
No, it's just like I respect it now because I'm just like, yo, for you to be on that rotation, yo, that's bread. But that was punishment for me. Mom was just like, damn, whipping you. I'm gonna make you watch Lifetime and all these soaps.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, all right. And so being exposed to that, and seeing how that, how folks like that was moving.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the move?
It was one of those things where it was like, I would like to do that, but I never really pressured it. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I guess it's because it was just, I couldn't figure out how to do that. So what I did was I made sure I was like, any music video that I had to do or anything that I was a part of that a camera had to be on me, I had to make myself look like I know what I'm doing. So all of the videos that we shot for King Charlton and whatever, I always made sure that the script it really had a treatment to where it could display me doing some type of acting, because I was like, well, later on I could probably use it as a reel. You know what I'm saying? Right. If I'm trying to shop myself as an artist or whatever. And I remember I was down in Miami. It was probably, I want to say 2015. We were down in Miami, and Seth, the director from Shotters, was shooting Shotters 2. And I was on set.
Best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Yeah, shout outs to Kimani.
Yeah, I'm on Kimani. So Kimani and I have, we're sort of related because my little cousins, that's their kids.
Okay.
Kids, so I mean, he's a real cool dude. So we spent a lot of time.
Hi.
We spent a lot of time together. So anyway, I was like coming out. So I'm there. Me and little Zion, we down in Miami, and we out there, we watching taking all kinds of videos and pictures and just being there. It was just like adrenaline. I'm like, damn, how can I get into this
Into
movie?
that.
So
Yeah.
I'm always behind Seth's ear. Yo, that, you know, you can't do this, you know, that can't put me in a movie, you know. I'm sure it's a real bad man thing, you know. And he's like, yeah, King, I got you.
I got you. Yeah, brushing you off.
So I think Kimani had to take off and go out of town. I think she had to go to Germany in the middle of filming. And there was one scene in particular with a big Mack truck. They had to like stop him and, get the guy off the truck, rob him, whatever. He had to go. So he was like, yo, King, we need you to jump in.
I mean, yeah, do
so I had to be
favors.
a body double for Kimani. So that was my first time in, like,
Wow.
crazy. I thought, I was like, yo, I'm fucking here. We made it, So I was a body double and they were shooting me
You ain't freeze up?
from my angle. I didn't freeze up because it was more like they just wanted to catch my arm and right here. So I had to wear his clothes that he was wearing, and they had to tie my hair, my
the way that
You know what I'm saying? It was dope. Anyway, we're going. And then all of a sudden, the production never surfaces. I don't know something happened internally to where it just never came out.
Interesting.
So went back to doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
Left that alone. And that's right before I came here, actually.
Okay.
And I came to Houston. And then a couple years go by, Kimani is here for Reggae on the Park.
Okay.
Down in our Allen Parkway. So I'm say, yo, me and Don, they come check me. So I said, all right, cool, let me come out there. So I come out there and I get with him backstage and he's telling me, I says, yo, what's going on with the movie?
Right.
And he's telling me, yo, I'm about to do my own thing. He said, I don't know what Seth's got going on. Whenever he works everything, he got to work out, but I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to need you in this song. So I said, all right, bet, cool.
I was gonna ask you. I was just like, when you actually shot the double part, right? What did he say? Like, I was curious because he was out of town.
He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He just went out of town and
came back and was like, oh, all right.
And they went to. It was more like it was like he didn't say anything.
The way I would have made that such a big deal. Like what?
But it was like I was hanging around because something. I wasn't making no money. I was just around. It was like I had tunnel vision on that for a minute. I didn't want to do music. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to work. I just wanted to be there. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So before we go back on that, there'd be times where folks, honestly, within their craft, they somewhat get discouraged in a sense or just kind of lose momentum or just kind of lose, I don't want to say focus because the focus is there. You know your gift, but then sometimes you just kind of lose the passion for it. Right, you know what I mean? Right. Would you say that that's kind of what happened to you at what point in time, or has that happened to you?
Well, for the music, it was more like I was putting the music on the back burner because I was like, well, let me put the music here because if this acting thing pan out, it could help that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I was like, let me just focus on this. I need to be here. I was getting up every day when we were shooting Shot This Too. I was getting up every day. Because at the time, I was staying in Miramar.
Okay.
At my cousin's house, who has kids from Kimani. I'm staying over there, and I'm driving to Miami every day to go to set, and I'm not even
in the movie. Like
in the movie.
That's crazy.
So, and it's a
but
lot.
That's that grind, though. That's that hustle right there.
That's that grind. That's that grind.
Stay ready.
Man. And the crazy thing is, most of the people who were in that production, I had a chance to work alongside of when we started filming Necessary Madness, Vendetta, and which is the new production that's coming out with Kimani.
Kimani, okay.
Right. So when I met him at the concert and he was like, "Yo, blase blah,"
about to do my own thing.
It was like a year went by and I'm like nothing. So then he calls me. I know they were filming. He calls me out of the blue. He says, "Yo, remember Matilda said, why you're not a movie?" I say, yeah. He says, yo, no. So one of the characters in the movie had ended up going to jail.
Okay.
In real life.
Okay.
He was like, yo, I want that to be you. I'm going to send you a script. I need you to record yourself doing the script and send it back. So I read the script. I read the whole thing. Read the script. the guy is a man named Tommy.
Okay.
And Tommy is, like a well-dressed, middle-aged man, crazy Jamaican, and he works for his boss is actually Mad Max.
Oh shit.
Remember Mad Max?
Yeah.
Charlton?
Yeah.
That's who his boss is. And I'm not going to tell you too much about the movie.
Okay. Don't.
But anyway, I recorded myself doing the script. And I got dressed and everything. I put cufflinks on, all kinds of stuff.
Mine was clean.
Did the whole thing. And then at one point, I flew my hands like this, and the cufflink flew out and broke my TV. Brand new TV. 86-inch screen TV. Broke it. And I says, that's how I know I'm going to get this role.
Yo, seriously, you so into character.
Right.
You busting your own TV.
I was so into character that something fly off, I'm bust up the TV. So I says, all right, let's see what happens. Sent it in. Next thing I know, I get a call from Antoine Smith. Antoine Smith called me. And then he's like, yo, we just watched this, bro. Yo, you got to get here. You got 48 hours. You got to get there.
48 hours?
Got to Miami.
I was about to say, you in Houston at this point.
I'm in Houston.
Blood cut, okay.
So, shot to Miami. And as soon as I got off the plane, I made it to the hotel, to the apartment building where they was filming one of the scenes and just jumped right in. Same clothes, everything.
Oh, wow.
And then it was smooth sailing from there. So.
Stay ready, so you got to get ready.
We'll see what happens. They telling me that that I did a good job. I still haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.
So they said
when is
I
that
did
supposed
a good
to be
job.
dropping? Do you know?
They said we should hear some April. Right now, it's in the editing. Post production. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, that's his realm right there. So so April we should know what's going on. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a premiere here at Tribeca.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm in there. Mike's gonna be there.
Hopefully,
good.
Should be there. If I'm taking on the Houston premiere party, yeah, everybody has to be there.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Just know I'm there too.
Right.
Bet. Good. Cool.
Definitely there.
Yeah. Good. Cool. All right. So, actor. That's in the bag as well too. Congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
Any other opportunities that come through? You looking to take that on? I mean, is acting kind of like, you got that in the bag now? So
I don't have it in the bag yet. I have a plan.
Claim it, man. Claim it.
I have a plan. Here's my plan. When this movie comes out, I now have a reel, and with this reel, I have a resume, so I can take this resume and I can go get something else.
Facts, true.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is something that I want to do. And me being an actor is not because it's for vain purposes. It's because I feel like if you're going to get into directing at some point, you need to know what an actor has to go through. Like, as far as...
That is definitely a way to take it. You know what I'm saying? But that's also with experience and seeing that as well too, like on the music side and being able to create those videos and things like that off of your brand, because nowadays folks don't talk like that at all. You know what I mean? Everybody is doing Tubi right now. Is that something that you do? Tubi movies?
I don't knock it. I don't knock Tubi, but I just feel like a lot of what's on Tubi right now, I see it every day.
Every day. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see it every day. Not saying that, Vendetta is not necessarily badness, which is the movie that's coming out, is something that I don't see every day. But I think the quality of it,
I see.
You know what I'm saying? The quality of it is different. I could understand. I don't want to watch something low quality of what I live in my life.
Okay.
Or what I can see day to day. I just...
Well, people will argue mainly it's also because of budgeting as well too, because there are some movies on Tubi. So I'm not knocking the actual platform in itself, because I mean, hell, even Shotas is on there right now as well too.
Right.
But granted, it was on something else totally different beforehand, not just recycling certain movies on there. But it's budget, right? It's money put in as well too. Right. So,
and it's certain. I just feel like I'm gonna tell you the ones that I do respect. I do respect the guys that's out here doing work here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Wiley.
Yeah.
And those guys, they doing their thing. Shout out to Slim and them. They doing
Boss
that.
Life. Yeah.
I've seen their movies, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
this
my
is
man's
dope.
Propane was in that other movie too.
Right, yeah.
That joint was pretty dope too.
It's just the Detroit joints I can't get. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but y'all folks do not kill me on that though. Seriously, y'all do be knowing what y'all be doing. Y'all be overdoing that show.
All of them fake gunshots.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I can't do it.
Blood don't splat that. Like seriously.
Yeah. But big up Andre Wiley and Slim, the whole Boss Life camp, man. I like what they're doing as far as with Tubi and everything. Because I feel like their movies they could easily go to silver screen. It doesn't have to be on Tubi. Yeah. They can do it. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind working with them at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Do they know that?
I think I told Andre before, because he did a party at Tribeca. I told him, I was like, yo, when you're ready for the real, take me up north. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up. Because I know.
I just told Slim, I was like, hey, next movie, because he's finally tapping into all that. They did the whole the premiere for something cup. I forgot the name already. Double cup. Yeah. And I was just like, bro, come on now. Like, seriously. Yeah. Put me on, Slim. Stop playing. Andre, what's up? Like,
but see, you could tell, like, he does his thing the way it's supposed to be done.
It's not rushed. It's definitely.
Right, from storyline to everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like if you gave him a big suitcase of money and be like, yo, produce something dope.
It's going to be well worth it.
It's going to be well.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to them guys, man. They doing their thing out here, bro.
So we've mentioned Tribeca quite a few times. You know what I mean? Let's talk about how you got into that, because that in itself is just a matter of ownership, business entrepreneurship, stuff like that. Now, granted, a lot of people would take heed to being an independent artist as another way of being an entrepreneur. Right. You know what I mean? Pushing yourself and your brand, marketing yourself as an artist and now as an actor as well too. You know what I mean? That's a different form of entrepreneurship in itself. But then you're also brick and mortar, you know what I'm saying, as well. How did that come about?
Tribeca came about. Now, see, I've been.
Was that your first one, or have you had other businesses?
I have Tiger Beach Sea Moss.
Okay.
I have a Sea Moss company as well. The Tribeca came from my girl being into furniture. Like, she loves what they call mid-century furniture.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And I have a background in events, because I did not much of a background, but 4 years in a row I did Art Basel in Miami.
Okay.
And I worked alongside my cousin, who he's a what do you call those? An art curator. So he would have this mansion, and then he'll have this big party there. And for every year, he would feature a different artist.
Gotcha.
And I'm talking about one of the artists is C.J. Hendry, dope artist from Australia. But her pieces are like $350,000. That type.
Got it.
We would convert this mansion into something totally different for that artist. So I kind of like doing that. So I was like, man, that's kind of dope. If you can come out here and do events out here. So there's this building she used to always ride by. She says, I'm in love with this building. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I don't know if either do a furniture store or, because she likes to do the furniture and this and that. I'm like, well, we're going to get that whole building. I said, we're going to do events. Do events. We could put everybody in the building and make money that way. So that's how that came about.
Okay.
As
that's
far
actually
as
thinking outside of the box, seriously. Right.
So as far as the name, it really came from after the build out. we basically just got the building white box ready, which means that it only had white walls. It was we just didn't know. I was like, if the building is so big, to decorate this is going to cost crazy paper. So I was just like, well, look, let's make the concept an art gallery event space so that we don't have to worry about decorating the place. We have the art decorate. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
Yeah, and then we'll give it a name like Tribeca, or with a vibe like Wynwood, Miami meets New York and Houston.
And that's exactly what I get every time I woke up in there.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked. I mean, we're still going strong right now. We don't have any art on the walls right now because, you know, some people, they don't want art on the walls. When they come in, they want to do an event. And they just, and I always tell them, I don't care no more. They're going to have to take it how it is and this and this and that. And then they come and they be like, well, we don't really like the art. So I'll be like, all right, pull it down. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta give the people what they want, though.
You got to give them what they want.
Yeah.
You got to give them what
it's
they
like
want.
Sometimes your vision ain't really everybody else's vision. So
right.
I feel that. But okay, you know, I'm going to ask this because there was an argument. And when I initially... back and forth, I was like, I wasn't that damn drunk. I know what the hell I saw. At one point in time, because right now you also have right next door the Weekend.
Right.
That wasn't there before. Y'all had that whole spot.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I wasn't tripping. Listen, Stacy, Michelle, oh, y'all was trying to make it seem like I was seeing shit.
So,
but,
yeah. Okay. So the Weekend came in. Those guys over there, good guys, man. They had an idea to do a bar, upscale, grown and sexy bar and lounge, and they came and they had an idea. So, you know, now they're open.
Yeah,
the Weekend. I think they're going on their second year right now.
I think so. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. What made? I mean, anybody can come to you with an idea. What made you say yes to that and just be like, all right, cool? Like,
well, that was a money move anyway.
Got it. All right.
You know what I'm saying? That's money.
Money talk. It is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm if it makes sense financially,
yeah.
And, you know, and it lightens the load on my side and baby girl side, I'm good. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's what's up. You looking to open any additional?
Yeah, we do. We have something in the works right now, and I cannot say anything about it yet.
Fine.
What we'll do? This is what we'll do. I believe you have something coming up.
Yes.
I think by then things should be ironed out, and if it is, then I'm gonna let you know something. Then.
Bet.
But we got a crazy, something crazy is coming up for Houston. We're gonna do something real special for Houston, and since this is my home now, so
I was about to say this is home at this point.
Yeah. I thought about going somewhere else and be like, yo, let's go put a Tribeca in Miami, and then, nah. We doing something here, and totally different concept.
You've accomplished a lot. From the outside looking in, I would say. What say you? Like, do you feel like you can sit back and be like, yo, round of applause? Because a lot of people don't give themselves a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially us from the East Coast. You know what I mean? We're so accustomed to always just pave, move, make moves and all that other stuff, right? We don't really sit down and be like, yo, like, man, kudos to self. You know what I'm saying? Cliche as it is, pat yourself on the back type thing.
I have my spiritual gratitudes. You know, there's times when I look at myself and I says, I came a long way. It's not necessarily financially. It's more so mind frame. Because when I first came here, and I'm gonna be completely transparent with you,
please. When
I first came here, I was going through a major financial deficit. And that's one of those reasons is because my partner of years, like anything we were doing to get money, passed away. And right before that, my mom passed away. So I was in a really bad place.
Gotcha.
I could always hear my grandmother in the back of my head telling me, "Don't do that, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that." And what it did was, I actually didn't. So I, to be honest with you, I don't even know how I survived. I guess it's off savings and stuff like that. I just didn't want to do certain things because you know how having a West Indian,
Yeah.
West Indian background,
Yeah.
what that can do. You know, them so what do you call it? Superstitious.
Yep. Yep.
But anyway, I came to Houston and I didn't know nobody. It wasn't like I could just move up on a block, be like, "Yo, what y'all, how y'all doing?" I had to figure out the lingo. What do they do? How does cats get money out here?
Yeah,
This and this and
different.
that. I just says, you know what? I'm just gonna hustle. I'm just gonna do whatever I could do. And like I said, I have two brothers that live here, and their mother owns a business. It's a dog service, dog walking business.
Okay.
So I came to Houston and I walked dogs.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
walked dogs for about a little over a year. I walked dogs in Houston.
Wow.
There's no one knew me. You know, I mean, I'm in a place where nobody knows me. I'm bearded up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows who I am. I got my sunglasses on, bearded up. I don't talk to nobody. I just walk dogs, boom, boom, boom. Go back to my apartment at Broadstone.
People would say that's a means of humbling yourself, though, right?
Yeah.
Bringing yourself to, show humility and whatnot. You're big mind up top, but then you come over here and now you're walking dogs.
Yeah.
How did that mess with you?
It messed with me a lot.
Yeah. I see that.
It messed with me a lot because I still had people who wanted to reach out to me. They call you, be like, "Yo, you in Houston? Yo, we coming out there, blah blah blah. I heard it's fire out there." And I'm like,
Not yet.
I
Don't come
kinda,
here. Yeah.
yeah,
You're making
I
up
kind of,
excuses.
just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny
I let
because
go. I let go of King Charlton. I let go of all of that.
Damn.
I let go of music. I let go of everything. You know what I'm saying? Watches, sneakers, clothes, jewelry, all of that. Done.
it's different. It's almost like would you say it's almost like a loss of identity, or more so like a rebranding phase, but not even really understanding that that's the phase that you're in?
Well, at the time, I was just happy to be alive.
Gotcha.
I was just happy. I felt like I was getting a second chance, and I know me. I jump into a situation real quick because I know the Almighty guide me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But there was a point of what do you call it? Depression that came along with that because I was like, damn, I don't even know who I am no more.
Yeah.
I wasn't creative. Actually, I was creative. I was more creative then than I am now. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm walking dogs. I'm writing songs.
Say word.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making beats. I'm doing voice notes. Oh, that was dope. Let me do the voice note. You know what I'm saying?
While you're walking the pit bull, or that's crazy. Okay.
It was crazy. It made me. A lot of people could say, "Yo, that's degrading," and this and this and that. But
that was the word I was looking
needed
for.
enough money to eat. I just needed enough money to pay. I had an apartment here, so even though I met a girl, we were living together at the time. I still had my own spot.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And I just, there was a lot going on back on the East Coast, and there was a lot of uncertainty. So I was just happy to be out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise. I mean, after one job led to another, I walked dogs. Then I started working at FedEx. Got a job at FedEx, driving the big trucks, and then I got a job at Marathon over here at the oil refinery.
Okay.
And I worked there for a while. I think that one was the worst job I ever had.
Yeah.
To get to this point, because it was 90 hours a week.
Jesus.
It was being in the ditch with mosquitoes. It was hard, real hard work. But
you said mosquitoes, that just threw me off.
yeah, because I was working out in the ditch out there.
Nah, bro.
Too much.
Yeah.
But out there is where I wrote a lot of songs, and I finished the songs that I did not that I started and never finished
And
out there, because I had a lot of, even though it was hard work, I had a lot of time to myself, and it was looking at the moon saying, "Get me the hell up out of here."
right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to get back to me now. I done been here what,
Way
3
too
years
long,
now.
yeah.
I'm going on 3 years. It's been a long time now. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to.
This can't be it, Lord.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up?
I got people looking at me on IG. They, yo, King is in Houston. He got to be doing good.
Something. Yeah.
And I really wasn't, but I was, because I had to find myself again. You know what I'm saying? So it was a journey. It was a journey.
The journey in itself.
Yeah. Still is our journey.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah. A good one at that, right? Though, like
it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Anything that you would change based off everything that you've gone through thus far?
The
sacrifices, you know what I'm saying? The different turns of events, the shifts.
There's nothing that I would change. This is the first time I've publicly talked about me walking dogs. You know what I mean? Because people can say what they want to say. I really don't care. I know guys that do worse.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I know people that's out here doing the devil's work. You feel what I'm saying? And like, I just feel like I couldn't really go back to that. I couldn't really put myself in that lane anymore.
What advice would you give to those people who honestly want to do good, want to pursue a passion, want to do something purposeful, find the purpose for what, you know what I'm saying, and actually walk that journey, walk that path towards being successful, whatever that may be in that person's eyes?
Isolation.
Huh. Elaborate on that.
In order to follow your purpose, first you gotta have to know what you're made of.
Right.
You gotta know who you are, and that's what I had to do. There's no way in hell you're gonna be able to do that with a significant other. You ain't gonna be able to do that with your homeboy, your homegirl.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to do that going out. You're not gonna be able to do that being social at all. So in order to figure out what your purpose is, in order to go and do that, you have to isolate yourself. And you have to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part, because a lot of people are scared to be by themselves.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? People are scared to be by themselves, and you'll be surprised how much you grow when you're by yourself.
It's a reflection off of who you are, basically what you're seeking in itself, right? It's just like it's gonna be that means of reflection for self. So isolation is not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It's now granted, some people can't take it as, you know, you hear the word isolation and it's just like,
it sounds bad.
Yeah, it's just like, oh wait, why is she isolating herself? Like, or why would I isolate myself? That means like I'm depressed, or that means I'm probably going, don't take no offense, I'm like, she about to off herself, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, things of that nature. You know, people would take that to the extreme. You know what I mean? But it can be looked at as a positive means or a journey.
Right.
Okay. I'll take note, y'all. Seriously. I mean, we got it in a little deep, but it's necessary. You know what I mean? At least I believe it's necessary. And I'm pretty sure y'all do too. King, anything else new that's coming up?
What we got?
What you'd like to share? Besides the exclusives that we gonna hear later on in next month. But yeah.
What we got? Oh, I'll talk about Tiger Beach. We talk about Tiger Beach. The Sea Moss Company.
Yeah.
The Tiger Beach, we got hit with like a little low patch because we had an issue with getting the plants from Belize. And this lasted for about a good 8 months, but now we're back on track. And
plants from
just
Belize.
Plants.
Like that. All right.
Yeah, we get our my dad is down there, and he makes sure that we get our plants from down there. We had a real bad time because they started, what do they call it? Customs.
Okay.
Started taking our packages and opening them up, thinking that they were something else.
Something else? Yeah. Okay,
so it kind of set us back for a while.
Gotcha.
But I think we're good now. We're good. So Y'all be on the lookout for that Tiger Beach sea moss at a water tree near you.
At a water tree near you.
Or you could go to tigerbeachseamoss.com and
Bet. All right. Give them the Tribeca information as well, too.
yes, Tribeca. So it's info@tribecahtx.com. Hit us up if you have, a party that you want to plan, or you got a, I don't know, anniversary or something like that, even a wedding. You hit us up, hit me and Marley up. I don't really know the number off the top of my head. So
but
what I'm
Google
going
is
to say,
necessary, yep.
right. So what I'm going to say is you follow us on Instagram, or even DM me on Instagram. DM me your ideas of what you're trying to do. If you're gonna need help with putting bringing a certain idea to life, that's gonna have memories,
for self. Yeah. What's that handle? Go ahead and give them that IG handle.
That's Tribeca HTX.
Bet.
At Tribeca HTX. And that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok.
Same across the board. King, man, I appreciate you for coming through.
I appreciate you for having me.
This is dope. This is real dope. And look how quick we was able to get that through, too. Like,
Right.
I just seen you earlier this week. That's what's up. Like, listen, God works in mysterious ways. Yep. I wasn't even planning on going there. And Kendrick was just like, hey, I got to do a walkthrough for this other event. I was like, you know what? Bump it. I just got back being off for like a week being sick. So that's crazy, but that's what's up. That is I definitely appreciate
you. Off right.
Yeah, right? I appreciate you, seriously. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I mean, it's not something where we talk about. It's not something that I'm just, if you don't ask me and we're not really sitting down, like having a conversation, you wouldn't know certain things.
Yeah.
You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to talk. Open up your mouth and say something.
That's it.
But yeah.
That's something.
Say something. Yo, y'all already know what it is. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, check us out on the new website, www.themusclehustlepodcast.com. New merch, y'all asked for it. Remember, wasn't even trying to start this stuff. I just really wanted to sell socks. Now y'all got me with t-shirts, hats out of days. We talking freaking shorts for y'all ladies that keep bombarding me with all these questions, thinking just because I'm in the gym, I'm supposed to be wearing all this stuff. Y'all got it. Y'all happy? Make sure to check this out. Across the board, Instagram, we going up. I'm trying to hit that 1K before the summer, but y'all are steadily engaging and following, and I appreciate y'all. YouTube, y'all coming up as well too. Appreciate y'all. Those audio platforms across the board, Spotify, iHeartRadio, what else? Amazon even got a podcast listing going on too. iTunes, all that. Thank y'all for subscribing and listening and staying up, yo. The Muscle Hustle Podcast across all social media platforms. TikTok, we coming for y'all. Even though y'all got this whole band thing going on and whatnot, we still gonna hit y'all up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, appreciate y'all. Every week we dropping. Make sure to hit us up if y'all have somebody that inspires y'all and y'all want to hear their actual story. You want to talk about you as well too. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something to actually move and shake the building, and actually making an impact, and really looking to kind of each one teach one per se. You know what I mean? Hit us up on the DM. We love to hear it. I'm Coco. Ken, you missed out. But no, appreciate y'all, and we out.